Namaskaram to all listeners and welcome to the series of the One Guru Parampara. I'm extremely happy to have today with us Shri Tripuditra Ramachandran, Shri P.S. Ramachandran sir, who is an exponent of the Sampradaya Bhajane. Mama, welcome to the Sambhashanam series.
Ram Ram, pranams.
Pranams. Vidwan Shri P.S. Ramachandran, he has been an exponent of the Sampradaya Bhajane for the last 35 years, and he has been performing at various venues inside and outside the country. He inherited this from his father, late Sri P.R. Shankarayya, who had contributed immensely to the field of Sampradaya Bhajanai. It was he who first published the first Malayalam book of the Sampradaya Bhajanai. Currently, Sri P.S. Ramachandran is running school devoted exclusively for teaching of Sampradaya Bhajan, the Sampradaya Bhajan Vidyalayam at Tripunitare. And he has been training around 40 Shishyas in that school. He belongs to the Pudukottai school of Sampradaya Bhajanai, and he treats Gopalakrishna Bhagavatar as his Manasika Guru. He is also an expert harmonist, a harmonium player, and a violinist, which we shall also get a glimpse of during the course of this conversation. He is also the retired executive director from Bharat Petroleum Kochi Refinery. I'm really happy, Mama, to have you in this conversation, and we are really looking forward to listening to you both, your words as well as your song.
Thank you.
So, Mama, if you could just begin with a small Sankirtanam, and then we can start with our conversation.
Sure. Rama 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 Sada Sarvatra Govinda Nama Sankirtanam Govinda Govinda Janaki Kanta Smaranam Jai Jai Rama Rama Nama Parvati Pataye Har Har Mahadeva Gopika Jeevana Smaranam Govinda Govinda Bodhendra Samasta Satguru Mandali Ki Jai Sadguru Gopala Krishna Bhagavata Swami Naga Jai Jnaneshwara Samasta Sadhu Santa Mandali Ki Jai Vigneshwara Samasta Devata Murti Ki Jai Jai Viranchane Swami Ki Jai Hari Narayana 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 Durida Nivarana Hari Narayana Durida Nivarana Paramananda Radhadi Manchukata Bhaktajana Priya Pankajalochana Hari Narayana Tavadado Jayanarayana Tavadado Hari Narayana Hari Narayana Sarvatra Govinda Nama Sankirtanam Govinda Govinda.
Rumba, thanks, Mama, to start the session so divinely. So, Mama, when we typically hear of the Sampradaya Bhajanai, the earliest thought which comes to us is that of Tyagaraja Swamigal and his Utsava Sampradaya Bhajanai, and earlier to that, the connection of Sampradaya Bhajanai with Bhagavan Nama Bodhendra, Sadguru Swamigal, Sridhar Ayyawal. So all these names we have heard, but we would like to know from you the origin of this Nama Sankirtanam, origin of this Sampradaya Bhajanai. So if you could say a few words on the origin of this of this.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. At the outset, I'm very thankful to Subhos Corner for giving me the chance for presenting Sampradaya Bhajana to our audience. As you rightly pointed out, Sampradaya Bhajana starts from our own culture, Indian culture, which is richly embedded with all sorts of Bhagavan Nama. When we think of bhajan, we are reminded of the earlier times, the Vedic times, the 4 yugas, when the Vedas were brought to the world by the rishis, evolved from God. Vedavyasa's father, Parashara Muni, was approached by the scholars on one occasion, saying that the Veda which has been brought and is very complicated in nature and the masses cannot follow that. Can you make it simpler? Parashara Muni said that I am none to do this because this has been a God given, it is equivalent to God. So maybe I will do some tapas and ask for guidance from the Parampuru. So that was done, and after the tapas, he got the boon that Narayana himself, Lord Narayana himself will be born to him as Vedavyasa and make the Vedas more simpler. So that is how it starts, and Vedavyasa has given us 4 Vedas split into. As times went on, the Anushtana becomes a little bit difficult for the masses, and people started again asking for simpler versions. 350 years back, when Bodhendra Swami was the 59th pontiff of Kanchi Kama Kodi Pidam, the same issue has been presented by the recent times, and Bodhendra Swami was, Bodhendra Swami himself is believed to be Narayana's Avadara. And then he has taken, and we know that Bodhendra Swami is Eka Nama Upasaka, is Taraka Mantra, Rama Mantra, and he has made the Siddhantam also. So that is the times when the bhajan started coming into practice. We are also reminded of the next stalwart, that is Sridhara Venkatesa Ayyawad, who lived in Tiruvessanallur Gram. Tiruvessanallur used to be the hub of scholars. At that time, there were more than 45 scholars who were rich in that tradition, and people used to come from all over the country, even from Himalayas, to ask for doubts on Vedic and spiritual matters. So this being the case, Lord Shiva is supposed to have been taken an avatara as Sridhara Venkatesa Ayyawad. So that is how these 2 stalwarts happened. And they have started the practice of Anushtana plus Nama. While Bodhendra was doing Nama on Ramanama, Siddhantam, and Tiruvessanallur, Sridhara Venkatesa Ayyawad was his Anushtana guru was Lord Shiva, and he has been taking upon himself the Shiva. So as times went on, they have taken the trouble of going all over the country and preaching this, doing satsangs and all. Still, people had a little bit of difficulty in following the Anushtana plus the Nama. So, as our mythology says, there is nothing short of Nama in Kali Yuga. Nama is the only Nama Sankirtana yasya sarva pava pranachanam namo edukhasamino tamnamami harimpana. So, and also our Bhagavata says that dhyayan krite yajan yajnaihi tretayam dvapare akshayan yadapnodi tadapnodi kalau sankirti kesha. So that being the case, people are aware that Nama Sankirtanam is the only way to achieve salvation in Kali Yuga. 100 years after that, after the times of Bodhendra and Sridhar Venkateswara, was born another Avadara Purusha. Lord Rama himself was born. And as Maridanallur Sadgurunath Maharaj, Sadguru Swami of Maridanallur village near Kumbakonam. He also was doing the same exercise, and he found that the people have to be drawn to this Anushtana Karma by some method. He traveled extensively throughout the country. In his very short age, he was born in 1777, and at the age of 45, he has attained Samadhi. Within that small age, he has traveled out across the country and heard and experienced all sorts of devotional music that has been bhajans, nama sankirtan that is prevailing all across the country, including Maharashtra, the Rajasthan, Himalayas, and things like that. And it was he who was responsible for building up, giving us on a golden platter the sampradaya that which we are now practicing. So we should be thankful, and we should honor all these three gurus. These three gurus, Bodhendra Swamigal, Tirusnul Sridhar Venkateswara Ayyawal, and Maridanallur Sadguru Swamigal are the main Guru Parambara as far as Nama Sankirtan is concerned. So they lived their life for this and have shown it to us that how Nama Sankirtan can be done in our present day chaotic life. So this is the origin of Nama Sankirtana and the Sampradaya Bhajana.
So Mama, as I understand, so Bhagavan Nama Bodhendra, his main was Ramanama Siddhantam. So he was the reigning pontiff of the Kanchi Kamakoti Peetam. But after some time, he felt the need, to spread this among the masses. Yeah. So this is how he spread it. And Sridhar Venkatesh Ayyawal was the Shivanama Siddhanta. He established that. So they prepared the field of the Nama Siddhantam.
Yes.
And Sadguru Swamigal added the musical aspect. So earlier to Sadguru Swamigal, we didn't have the musical aspect to it, right? We didn't have this
exactly.
Sampradaya Bhajane.
Sadguru Swamigal has combined Nama plus Sangeetam plus Aradhana, all put together as Nama Sankirtana.
The other thing that I've heard, it's more of a tale that I've heard, is that Tyagaraja Swamigal and even his father Rama Brahmam were actually initiated into the Ramanama mantra by Sadguru Swamigal, because he was himself. Okay. So this Sampradaya Bhajane that started off from Sadguru Swamigal onwards. Now, when we see this Sampradaya Bhajane, what are the different types of compositions which are there in the Sampradaya Bhajane? If you could tell a bit about that.
Yeah. As we said, Sampradaya Bhajana is one of the, in Kali Yuga, where we are all living now, is the easiest way to attain moksha and for Bhagavad Kataksha. So Sadguru Swami has made it very simple so that everybody can do it. So the Pundarikam that just we have covered today, mainly the three Pundarikams are based on the Trinity of Sampradaya Bhajan or Bhajan Nama Sankirtan itself. When we say Pundarikam, we are singing in praise. We are telling the Nama of the Lord, and there is a Prativajanam for that, and we are bringing the people also around us to participate in the Nama. That is the essence of Pundarikam. Of course, technically we can say that whether the Shruti is correct and other things, but this is the main essence of, so that people can start meditating on that particular deity or the guru that is being told. The three Pundarikams.
Yeah. Just one clarification. So when you say Pundarikam, when you say Janaki Kanta Smaranam, this is the Pundarikam.
Yes, that is a Pundarikam. Janaki Kanta
Smaranam Rama
is the Pradivadi. Is the Pradivadi. Yeah. So when we say Janaki Kanta Smaranam, Jai Jai Rama Rama, we are actually thinking about the Lord Janaki Kanta Smaranam, and at the same time we are also imbibing the blessings of the person of the saint who brought Ramanamam to us. That is Bodhendra Swami. So that is the inner meaning. Same way, second Pundarikam is Nama Parvati Pade, Lord Shiva, and at the same time, the avatar of Lord Shiva, that is again our Tirusunallur. And the third, of course, Sadguru Swamigal, when we say Gopika Jivans. So when we say these three Pundarikams, we are already bringing all our three Guru Parambara, the Trinity, into our form. After that, we can have our own Guru, Kula Guru, and other things, our own system, Gopalakrishna Bhagat Swami or Jnanananda Swami or Sringeri Acharya or Adi Singha, like that. Lot of Raghavendra Swami, like other Pundarikams can come. One specialty of this Sampradaya Bhajana is that we are first giving obeisance to the Guru Parambara. Then only we are going to the Devada Parambara. So, Guru Arulillama, Tiruvallille, Arulille. That is what the spirit behind that. So, we imbibe the blessings of the Guru, whom we are very sure that he will take us to the Lord. That is Tankariya. So, after the Pundarikam, I have just named, I have just sang that Harinarayana. Usually, the bhajan should start with a Narayana mantram. It can be something connected with Narayana. It can be Harinarayana or Narayana, Narayana, Jai Jai Govinda, like that, any Narayana mantra. After that, the first angam of the bhajan starts. That is the Dhyana slokas. The Dhyana slokas are a set of slokas, mostly taken from our own Puranas, mostly from the Bhagavata Purana, Srimad Bhagavatam, in which all the Guru Parambara is being revered, and the Devada Parambara is revered, the Sadhu Sant Parambara is revered, including up to Anjaneya, all the Sadhu Sant, and the Devada Parambara from Ganesha to Anjaneya, and our own Kula Devadam, whatever it is. In Kerala, we have Sabarimala, Dharmasastha also. So all these things are put forward in the form of beautiful slokas called the Dhyana slokas. That is the second subsect of the first angam. The third one is the Todaya Mangalam, which is sung, which is a garland of 5 songs. This Todaya Mangalam has been composed by 3 different gurus, namely Bhadrajala Ramdas Swamigal, Vijay Gopalayati Swamigal, and our Annamacharya. So these 5 Todaya Mangalam songs put into one, it is considered 5 different ragas and different talams also. So it's a warm-up session for the bhajan. Once you start with Todaya Mangalam, Jaya Janaki Ramana, Jaya Vibhishana Chatrana, Jaya Sarorunga Charana, Jaya Dita Kaula, Jaya Jaya. That is the first song. Second song is Sharanu Charanu Gachurendra Tanuda Sharanu Shri Sadimaljapaya Sharanu Rakshasa Galva Samkara Sharanu Venkatanaya Swami Sri Abunayaka Sharanu Sharanu Gari. That is in Mr. Chapatala and Arabi Raga. The first one is in Jambatala. Second is third one is Muragarana Kadara Mukunda Madhava Garuda Gamana Pangajanava Paramapusha Bapamagana Kesava Naramrika Sati Ramo Namo Devanarayana De Namo Namo Bhavanarata Sannuta Namo Namo Devanarayana De Namo Namo. That is again in Madhyamavadi Raga and in Adidala. The fourth song is Deveshakana Aradita Divyamujabara Shri Venkata Girinayaka Srija Chandika Venkatesaya Jaridaya Kalimanuje Kalujapake Kamaniya Sukite Alamelu Mangamo Ganamute Echarika Moganamute Jaridaya. And the last one is again in Madhyama, we sing it in Mangala Kaushiki or Maya Malagaula or Suriti or Chakravagam like that. Again, it is in Aditala. Madhava Bhavadute Jayamangalam Gopala Madhava Bhavadute Jayamangalam Madhu Muragaraje Jayamangalam Gopala Madhava Bhavadute Jayamangalam. After this Mangalam song, so if you see the Sahityam of all these songs, one will immediately, it is very simple one. Most of them are in Sanskrit, 2 of them are in Telugu. And you can also see the spirit in which it has been sung. It is all devotion, our humility, our total submission to the Lord. So at the beginning of the bhajan itself, we are giving all our prostrating. Yeah, listen. So it gives a very serene atmosphere.
Mama, just one question here. Now these 5 songs of the Mangalam, Tode Mangalam. These ragas, were they defined during the time of Sadguru Swamigal itself, or is it over a period of time that it has got developed?
No, it has been defined. Thodaimangalam has been defined.
Okay. It was defined by him itself and then it came across.
Yes.
Okay.
So that is the Thodaimangalam. After the Thodaimangalam, it is a session exclusively for Guru Parampara. So Guru Dhyanam starts from this point, the Guru start. And as I told, the original Sampradayam had only 2 Gurus. Of course, Sadguru Swamigal, the songs on Sadguru Swamigal were added on after his Samadhi. So now the Guru Trinity we have to necessarily sing. And after that we can, as I earlier said, it can be starting from Dakshinamurti Swamigal, Swami, the Adiva Shankara Bhagavad Padal Shishin, Sringeri Madam and Kanchi Madam both are being sung. And then variety of gurus that we have, Pundardas Swamigal, Tyagaraja Swamigal, Raghavendra, Jnanananda, Gopalakrishna Bhagat Swamigal, and Dattatreya. So that list goes on and on. Based on the time availability, we used to sing that. So talking about the Guru Parampara, essentially, as we have already told, Bodhendra is the first one. We used to sing one song on Bodhendra. We are remembering Bodhendra Swamigal as the incarnation of Lord Narayana in this song. So, Prema Karanaya Pankajanana. Then talking about Sridhara Venkatesa Ayyarwal. Isjedasya janamani pramimalam jnanodayorudidam Isjedasya janamani pramimalam jnanodayorudidam Prema Jatalpare Virachitra Anyatra Jatarvacha Ichitna Karuna पंक्तिः श्रितस्यामि यं तं वन्दे नररूपम् अंधकरिपुं श्री वेंकटेशं. We are bringing out all the qualities that that great saint had. Seeing everybody equal, seeing the essence of his lalitvam, humility, all the things are coming in the sloga. So this is how we remember Bodhendra Swamigal. And then remember Sridhara Venkatesha Award. And the next slogam is on the next Trinity, that is Sadguru Marudanallur Sadguru Swamigal. Yasyangam kanakabhakamat sadrisham Yasyangam kanakabhakamat sadrisham balam tripundrabhidam Vani Raghunathanama Sudhayapi Adrasakriti Daraya Chetasi Ambudalocanaga Yadupatihi Gelati Alauradaya Tamvai Venkatarama Shikamaram Atmana Aham Bhaje Tam Vai Venkatarama Desikavaram Sarvatmana Bhaje. This is with reference to Marudanallur Sadgurunath Swamigal. After that, we can have our own Guru Parampara, other Gurus, our own Kula Guru. And this is how the pattern is for the initial first Angam.
And Mama, these dhyana shlokams or these shlokams on the gurus, on the three gurus, are they fixed on any ragam, or the artist has got the flexibility to choose a ragam of his choice?
Yeah, you are tinkled me on a very important subject. The artist has a choice to select the raga, and it's up to him to deliver which song he is going to deliver. That is a major rule. Whatever song is going to be delivered, that raga will be. Suppose today just I choose Varali for this. That also, that song is not originally composed in Varali, it is in some other raga. So it again depends on which raga you want. But the more important point is, in bhajana there is a lot of flexibility, and thereby creativity is also very high, to the extent that we can choose, we can play around with the ragas, and that may be one reason it remains green throughout. The nama, of course, we are singing Bhagavan's nama, that should be green only. But other than that, why people, mortals like us, do not get bored is because continuously, if you are going on with bhajans also, you people used to change the raga. Some of the kirtanas we don't change raga. For example, Tyagaraja Swami's kirtanas we don't change the raga, and Ashtabadi generally, of course, Jayadeva Swami has not put the raga in that, but as a matter of tradition, South India follows it one system, North India follows another system of ragas for Jayadeva Ashtabadi itself. But people definitely have a little bit of here and there leeway for changing the ragas, and same thing with talas also. The kirtanas which are set in Aditala, because people want to have that chaukam effect, they go on at Mr. Chap or Tribudai, as the case may be. They have, depends on the mood at that time and the delivery that's being happened. Yeah. Another, maybe since you brought this subject, some of the things that which reminds me about bhajan. This is one flexibility that we are having in bhajan. So at the end of a bhajan session, you may be, suppose the bhajan session is for a day. At the end of the day, you might have to sing around 50 to 60 ragams and maybe 5 or 6 talams. So avarta virasta is not there for the bhajan. There is a one big advantage, and also the syllabus, it gives a lot of flexibility, which Sadgurunath Swami has very thoughtfully designed. As we go along, we'll be finding out there is a lot of room for kirtanas to be added on. But at the same time, he has very carefully chosen the boundaries of the perimeter in which we have to stay. Because the main theme is that we should not go beyond the bhakti and the nama. So preserving that and keeping the identity as such, we have a lot of flexibility that is happening. That is one thing. And in this connection, Bindu Sadguru Swamigal made the foundation for this Sampradaya Bhajana. Lot of work has been carried out by our own Gurunathas after his Samadhi, especially Sadguru Gopalakrishna Bhagavat Swami. He has added a lot of kirtanas. People say it is Pudukottai Paddhati, but if you ask somebody in Pudukottai school of Bhajan, they will say there is no Pudukottai Paddhati. That's what will be told. They have only, Swamigal never deleted even a single word from the Sampradaya. Keeping the Sampradaya entity as such, preserving its identity, he has only added some garnishing to the entire to make it more
appealing.
Bhakti. Yeah.
Mama, just one point, because you mentioned about this school, the Pudukottai school. Are there different schools in the Bhajana Sampradayam?
Yeah, there are. Yeah, there are. By means practice, there are. One thing that we have to understand is, for the last 350 years, the bhajan has been going on. It has been taught by gurus to the generation like that, to the next generation, and handed over. There has not been any formal method of teaching the bhajan. People listen to their gurus during the programs, and the guru himself delivers song. If the Shishya makes a mistake, the Guru himself used to correct it then and there at the program itself, venue itself, because they considered it as an anushtana, not a program. So that happens, and unfortunately or fortunately, there is no formal system of giving the notations or the talam and things like that. It has been through Guru Mukha only. So to that extent, some dilution has happened. But the schools are very, very clear. The differentiation of different schools are very clearly understood when you see the Bhagavata performing. You can immediately, and there are slight adjustments in the serializing of the order also, in the order also. Through that also you can find out which school is this.
So Mama, what I understand is mainly it is in terms of the sequence of the songs. There will be few songs which will still be the same across all schools.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
But there will be few differences in terms of the sequence of the songs and also the way the songs are being rendered.
Yeah.
That also differs from school to school. Okay.
But the authority for Sampradaya Bhajana is the Maridanallur Sadguru Swamigal, which is called Prachina Sampradaya, Dakshina Indian Sampradaya Paddhati. That is a Bible for everyone.
So, Mama, after this Guru songs about the Guru Parampara, what would be the next Angam of the Sampradaya Bhajane?
In the Guru Parampara, immediately after the Guru comes the Sadhu Sangam. The great saints and sadhus who have contributed, who have lived their life only for the betterment of the society for others. So you cannot go to the second Angam. The next Angam is in praise of the sadhus and saints. Sadhu Sangam Jnana. So that is how it is. Shanta Mahantaka Nivasanti Santaka वसन्तवते लोकहितं चरन्तः ईना तीर्णावाद्वयं भीम भवार्णवं जनान् अगेतुना निरपेक्षं मुनिं शान्तं निर्वैरं दमदर्शनम् अनुव्रजामि अहं नित्यं पूरयेत् अङ्घ्रिरेणुभिः अनुव्रजामि अहं नित्यम् अनुव्रजामि. This is on sadhus. You can have a kirtanam after the sadhu, and at the end of it, in order to propagate the name of the Bhagavan, the Mahima of Nama, there is a small section called Nama Mahimai also as part of at the end of the sadhu parampara. So after that Nama parampara, this completes the Guru Dhyana total, and we go to the next phase of the wedding. The next Angam in the Sampradaya Bhajana Paddhati is great Mahakavyam Gita Govindam, composed by Padmavati Ramanar Jayadeva Swamigal. As everyone knows, it is a romantic Mahakavyam, and which takes us to the higher levels of spirituality, reminds us that we are all mortals, we are all Radhas. Krishna Bhagavan is only one Paramatma, the Parampurul, and the purpose and meaning of our life is to attain salvation, attain Him through moksha. So this is what Gita Govindam in 24 Ashtapadis, in 12 Sargas, Jayadeva Swami has beautifully brought out. And it starts with Jnana Sloka on Jayadeva. After that, right from Ashtapadi 1 to 24, it has been very beautifully set, the various contexts in which it's sort of a dance drama. There are three main characters: Radha, the Jivatma, Krishna, the Paramatma, and the medium which takes the Jivatma to the Paramatma, which is none other than our Guru. So that is a Sakhi, and the Sakhi's role is to show the path. So like that, it has been composed as a dance drama sort of thing, and we'll just maybe one or two Ashtapadis. Vedanuttarate Jagannivagade Golamudhyuprade Daityam Narayade Daityam Narayade Valyum Chalayade Kshatratrayam Kumbade Paulatyam Jayade Anyamatanvade Nechan Mokshayate Dasakriti Kride Krishnaya Tubhyam Namaha Krishnaya Tubhyam Namaha. This is the Purvanga slogan from the Ashtapadi number 1, in which Jayadeva Swami clearly establishes that all the avatars that Lord has taken, including the 10 avatars specifically, are Lord Krishna himself, and Krishnaya Tubhyam Namah. So he is referring as Krishna, and first two Ashtapadis are the in praise of Lord Krishna, and then the story unfolds from the third Ashtapadi. So this is how it has been said. After the Ashtapadi, suppose it is
So,
a
Mama, just
total
one
bhajan.
point of the Ashtabadi,
Yeah,
one specific point. Now, Ashtapadis, as you rightly said, in South India we sing in different ragams, and in North India it's a very different style. Actually, I was also discussing this on another session. We had one of the people from Odisha, one of the singers, exponents from Odisha, young scholar, who was speaking about the different ragams that is used in Ashtapadi in Odisha. It's very
yeah,
different.
yeah, very
But
different.
In South India, like if Sadhguru Swamigal had included it at that point of time as a part of the repertoire, do you see the ragams that were used traditionally are being different from the ragams that are being sung today for the Ashtapadis? Or
There are a
is it
lot.
still being followed?
Basically, around 70 to 80% people cling on to the same raga in Ashtapadi, the present day Bhagavatas.
Okay.
Maybe 100 years back, I think the ragas were not changed. This is a very recent trend that has crept in when ragas, some of the Bhagavatas are having their own ideas, and there's nothing wrong in that, but they find it more pleasurable and more presentable to slightly change the raga. So that is there. But maybe almost 80% of the Bhagavatas, they sing in the same raga that has been set by the Dakshinayana Sampradaya. The same raga. Yeah.
Okay.
After the Gita Govinda Mahakavyam, which is 24 Ashtapadis, if the bhajan is a total big process of 2 days, the entire Ashtapadi is sung, or only one Ashtapadi is sung. If it is a smaller slot, people just sing one Ashtapadi or 2 Ashtapadis and then proceed to the next Angam. The next Angam is the dance drama by Sadhguru Narayana Tirtha Swami of Varagur, and it is called Sri Krishna Leela Tarangini. The Krishna Leela Tarangini is actually a dance drama adaptation of the Bhagavata Purana Dasamaskanda from Krishna's, even before Krishna's birth, the background in which Krishna Avadaram took place, up to Rukmini Kalyanam. So that is the total dance drama form in which this has been viewed very beautifully and skillfully written, and it can be used for bhajan, it can be used for concert, it can be used for dance, more for dance, because you find a lot of jatis and mixture of talas all prevailing in Krishna Leela Tarangini. So it is a combination of around 120 kirtanas and around 303 slokas, and then it contains some prose, it contains some daru, it contains some gadyam, all put together is the Krishna Leela Tarangini, with made by Narayana Tirtha Swami. Mangala Mama Deva Mangala Mama Deva Pankajasana Pavi Deva Gopala Mangala Deva. This is a typical Kerala Ragola, originally composed by him, and it's a song sung at the birth of Lord Krishna. And Shripati Piga Nanda Gobagriye Param Agatam Akalaya Aye Sagi Srimade Piga Nanda Gobagriye Param Agatam Akalaya aye sagiri badi miga nanda gopa priya param agadam aye sagi. These are the gopis after coming to Nanda Gopa's house, singing in praise of this small child. You know, it is there. Bhagavan Krishna himself has, Narayana himself has seen it. It describes his various body parts. How Patmangusha Regam Aye. See all the regas on the feet and on the. This is a godly child. That's what they are ecstatic about it. Govardhana Girigara Govinda Gokula Palaka Paramananda Govardhana Girigara. This is again after the Govardhana Dharanam. Of course, this is we were asking about changing ragas. I think it has been originally set to Mukhari Raga. But people, Govardhana Giridhara Govardhana Giridhara Gopala Gokula Balaka Paramananda Govardhana Giridhara. So that is after this, and I told 120 songs are there at the end with Rukmini Parinayam, Alokaye Rukmini, Alokaye Rukmini Kalyana Gopalam, Alokaye Rukmini Kalyana Gopalam, Nila Mega Dipakaram Balaga Samana Jelam, Nila Baranujam. Gopapala Kamilala Kantam Alokaye Rukmini Kalyana Gopalam. So that is how this dance drama ends up with Rukmini Kalyana.
So Rasikas, as you can see, one session is not enough to capture what Ramachandra Bhagavatar has to share with us on the Bhajana Sampradayam. So we shall be continuing this session also tomorrow at the same time. Please do join us back. Namaskar.